For 25 years, a single rectangular text box mediated human access to the internet. That monopoly has shattered. User intent has detached from the interface, a decoupling of the way we find and consume information. Instead of typing isolated keywords to find blue links, users now deploy task-oriented AI agents to navigate the web, retrieve data, and synthesize answers on their behalf. This chart shows the divergence in traffic between traditional search interfaces and AI platforms since 2024. While legacy search query volume has flattened, visits driven by AI platforms have surged by 357% year-over-year. This is agentic browsing. Machines now ingest the raw data of the web and construct customized information environments for humans, bypassing traditional search engine results pages. Because these models synthesize answers probabilistically, rather than retrieving static lists of URLs, keyword ranking is mathematically obsolete. Visibility now requires generative engine optimization. Many marketers still treat platforms like ChatGPT or Perplexity as traditional search engines, attempting to manipulate them with keyword density or backlink volume. But large language models do not pull up a static index of web pages. They generate answers token by token, calculating probabilistic weights derived from their training data and the immediate context window. This architectural difference means that a website optimized perfectly for a web crawler can be entirely ignored by a generative model, causing established enterprise pages to experience sudden, unexplained traffic collapses. When an AI lacks explicit semantic grounding for a specific brand or product, it attempts to bridge the gap probabilistically. This results in confident, plausible-sounding fabrications. To survive, brands must abandon the attempt to rank URLs. The objective is to embed your brand's data so deeply into the AI ecosystem that it becomes a baseline, core knowledge source the model relies on to function. With the death of rank tracking, marketers need a new mechanical baseline to measure authority. That metric is LLM Perception Drift. It measures the variance in how often an AI model cites a brand across identical queries. High drift occurs because of attention diffusion. The AI lacks sufficient contextual grounding in its working memory, causing it to lose the signal amidst conversational noise. This graph plots citation stability for two brands. Brand A experiences highly volatile, oscillating citations, a signature of high perception drift. Brand B maintains a flat, stable upper trajectory, proving the model categorizes it as a definitive entity, overriding probabilistic exclusions. Stabilizing perception drift is the only mathematical method to guarantee brand visibility in an environment governed by generative algorithms. Stabilizing that drift requires rebuilding how autonomous agents physically access your data. When an AI agent attempts to parse a traditional visual website built for human eyes, it encounters processing friction, struggling to extract clean facts from layout code and marketing copy. To operate efficiently, agents bypass these human interfaces entirely, seeking out direct, structured data streams to ingest information instantly. This requirement has formalized into the Agentic Commerce Protocol. Digital assets must now expose deep API endpoints specifically engineered for machine reading. This X-ray view of a modern web page reveals a foundation of structured markdown, JSON LD schemas, and dedicated API endpoints. Through these, the site pushes mandatory data payloads, product details, pricing, and shipping logistics directly into the agent's context window. The penalty for lacking this infrastructure is severe. If an agent cannot instantly ping this structured data, it excludes the brand to reduce friction. Without a dedicated agentic API infrastructure, an enterprise brand becomes functionally invisible to the autonomous systems making purchasing decisions. But back-end APIs are only half the equation. Front-end pros must also be formatted per a practice known as context engineering. Large language models suffer from context rot and lost-in-the-middle behavior. As input lengthens, recall degrades, forcing models to assign highest computational weight to the earliest tokens. To exploit this attention mechanism, content must open with a highly structured 4-sentence block. This diagram shows an LLM prioritizing the opening lines. Sentence 1 provides an explicit definition for semantic grounding. Sentence 2 maps the concept to user intent. Sentence 3 injects a numerical statistic as an empirical anchor. Finally, Sentence 4 summarizes verifiable social proof. Because this formula standardizes the specific tokens the model prioritizes, It presents a consistent set of facts regardless of query phrasing. This removes the uncertainty that causes citation variance, effectively neutralizing perception drift. Agentic browsing is restructuring the mechanics of paid media and the deployment of advertising budgets. Because users interact with LLMs through detailed conversational prompts, the models gain a clear window into explicit buyer intent long before a transaction occurs. This visibility has triggered the transition from bidding on isolated keyword auctions to competing in outcome-based auctions. This diagram shows isolated keywords like Paris flights and hotels collapsing into a single intent cluster labeled Holiday Planning Bundle. A fully optimized brand injects structured data directly into this final outcome, ensuring its products are natively recommended. Advertisers must now allocate budgets to target complete life moments and entire task completions, rather than fighting over fractured individual queries. Winning this new auction requires utilizing search intelligence to intercept unpredictable, agent-driven user patterns, positioning the brand as the solution before the human even recognizes the need. Today, the entire digital web is rapidly consolidating into a vast, self-organizing constellation of interconnected, verified data nodes. SEO is now the architectural practice of shaping how an AI agent perceives and retrieves a brand's data. Survival depends on 3 pillars: deploying agentic commerce protocols, neutralizing perception drift, and executing precise context engineering. Mastering these back-end and front-end architectures is the only way to ensure autonomous machines understand, retrieve, and cite your brand exactly as intended, as the traditional search bar is permanently replaced by autonomous AI agents.